Welcome to the most heart-pounding investigation yet! We are diving deep into the golden world of the seven kings who conquered the globe BTS. But today, we aren't talking about Billboard charts, sold-out stadiums, or Grammy nominations. No, we are peeling back the glittery curtain to touch upon the most sensitive, forbidden, yet inevitable topic that keeps every army awake at night. Marriage? They started as boys with eyeliner and dreams, but now they are grown men, powerful, wealthy, and impossibly charming. As they navigate their 30s and return from duty, the question isn't if, but when. And more importantly, who? Who among the seven is secretly preparing to walk down the aisle? We have combed through years of archives, cryptic interviews, subtle body language, and their own confessions about love and family to rank the members from Married to the Music to Ready for the Ring. Is there a secret romance blossoming behind closed doors? Which member has already picked out baby names? And could the member at number 1 actually be dating right under our noses? Prepare your hearts, because the truth might just shatter your bias list. This is the top 7 BTS members closest to getting married. Let the countdown begin! Number 7, Jiyeon Jungkook, the Golden Bachelor's global reign, married to the music and the roar of the crowd. We begin our countdown with the man who seemingly has the world in the palm of his tattooed hand. The unstoppable force of nature who redefined what it means to be a global pop star in the modern era. Placing him firmly at the entry point of our list, not for a lack of passion, but for an abundance of ambition that currently leaves no room for a wedding ring. He is the youngest, the prodigy, the one who grew up under the spotlight's glare since he was a wide-eyed 15-year-old in Busan. And while his hyungs might be slowly pivoting towards stability and family planning, this member is currently sprinting at full speed on a highway of Billboard charts, solo records, and global domination. Jiyeon Jungkook, the Golden Maknae, occupies the number 7 spot because, to put it simply, he is already married. He is married to the stage, married to the rhythm, and married to the unconditional love of millions of Armwise worldwide. Think about it. This is a man who, at the peak of his 20s, released an album literally titled Golden, a testament to his shining era of self-discovery and artistic freedom. While the other members spend their downtime visiting art galleries or going on quiet nature retreats. Jungkook is the one turning on Weavers live at 4 a.m. to fold laundry, cook spicy noodles, or literally sleep in front of millions of viewers, shattering the mysterious wall that usually protects an idol's private life. This level of radical transparency suggests a man who has nothing to hide, but also a man who is so deeply intertwined with his fan base that introducing a real-life spouse into the equation feels light years away. When rumors swirl, he doesn't hide behind a PR statement. He jumps on a live stream and tells fans directly, "I don't have a girlfriend, I only have ARMY." Establishing a parasocial bond so strong it leaves little oxygen for a secret romance to breathe. We have to look at the facts of his lifestyle before his enlistment. Vivid, chaotic, and fiercely independent. He built a high-tech sanctuary in his home, turning it into a bachelor pad of dreams with projection screens and mood lighting. A space designed for one person to thrive in his creative genius. His child is Bam, his Doberman, whom he parents with a tenderness that makes fans swoon. Yet that is likely the extent of his fatherhood goals for the near future. Musically, yes, he sings about intense, mature love in tracks like 7 and Standing Next to You. Showcasing a romantic side that is undeniably potent. He understands desire, he understands devotion, and he certainly has the charisma to be the ultimate partner. But reflect on the lyrics of his life right now. He is in his exploration phase, breaking out of the youngest member shell to establish his own identity as a global pop titan. Alongside giants like Justin Timberlake or Michael Jackson, the intensity required to maintain that level of performance, the hours in the dance studio, the relentless travel schedules, and now, the rigorous demands of military service, place marriage at the very bottom of his priority list. Furthermore, Jungkook is a perfectionist of the highest order. Everything he does with 100% focus, whether it's boxing, cooking, or singing. If he were to get married, he would likely want to be the perfect husband and father, dedicating himself fully to that role. And right now, his soul is still demanding to be on stage. He is capturing the youth that he sacrificed early on, living out his 20s with a reckless, beautiful abandon that screams freedom rather than settling down. While the other members might be looking at architectural blueprints for family homes. Jungkook is likely looking at new tattoo designs or motorcycle specs. He represents the archetype of the eternal boyfriend, the star who belongs to everyone and no one simultaneously. Is he romantic? Absolutely! Does he dream of a future love? Surely, as he has mentioned in past interviews about wanting a love like in the anime Your Name? But is he close to walking down the aisle today? Tomorrow? Or even in the next couple of years? The evidence says no. The sheer magnitude of his current solo stardom creates a gravity well that keeps him centered on his career. To imagine Jungkook as a married man right now is to ignore the blazing fire of ambition in his eyes. He is still hungry, still growing, and still too in love with the infinite possibilities of his own life to tie the knot. Therefore, he kicks off our list at number 7. The member most likely to stay single the longest, simply because the world isn't ready to let him go. And he isn't ready to let go of the world. Number 6, Park Jimin, the Angel's Solitary Waltz, a soulmate to the group before a spouse. Moving one step up the ladder, but still firmly planted in the zone of not anytime soon. We encounter the member who embodies the very essence of romance, yet paradoxically seems the furthest from settling down into traditional domesticity. If Jungkook is married to the thrill of the stage, number 6, Park Jimin is married to the emotional core of BTS itself, acting as the beating heart that keeps the group alive, leaving precious little room for a spouse to enter his intricate world. Jimin is a fascinating contradiction. He is the cutie, sexy, lovely charmer who can make anyone feel like the only person in the room with a single glance. A man who radiates a natural, flirtatious energy that suggests he would be the ultimate boyfriend. However, we must look past the fan service and into the reality of the man behind the moochy cheeks. Park Jimin is a perfectionist of the most lethal degree, an artist who has spent his entire 20s dissecting his own flaws and polishing his skills until they shine like diamonds. His solo documentary and the production of his album Face revealed a man who is deeply introspective, often isolating himself in his apartment or at the studio, wrestling with inner thoughts and loneliness to birth art. This is not the lifestyle of a man actively seeking a wife. This is the lifestyle of a monk dedicated to the religion of dance and performance. Why is he number 6? Because Jimin's definition of love seems to currently be satisfied by the intense, almost spiritual bond he shares with his bandmates and his fans. Think about the concept of soulmates that he popularized within the fandom. He already has a soulmate in V, Kim Tae, and he has a brotherhood that provides the emotional support most people seek in a marriage. To introduce a wife into this tight-knit ecosystem right now would require a seismic shift in his priorities. We have seen him on live streams, sitting in his minimalist, pristine home, sipping a drink, listening to old songs, and talking to millions of RMYs, as if they were his close friends. There is a sense of elegant solitude about him. He enjoys his own company, and he treasures the freedom to be impulsive. Remember, this is the man who travels spontaneously, who sinks into his couch for days, who values his privacy with a fierce protectiveness. While he is undeniably the most affectionate member, constantly hugging and comforting others. That affection is currently directed outward to the world, not focused inward on building a nuclear family. Furthermore, let's talk about standards. Jimin's emotional intelligence is off the charts. He notices the smallest details, feels things deeply, and demands authenticity. The kind of partner who could match his wavelength, who could understand the pressure he puts on himself, and who could stand beside the Ipboy of Korea without being consumed by his shadow, is a rare find. He isn't the type to settle for a casual relationship. He screams all or nothing. If Jimin loves, he will love with a consuming fire, the kind that inspires ballads and poetry. But right now, that fire is burning for his career. His recent enlistment as a companion soldier alongside Jungkook further cements this narrative. Even in the military, he chose the path of brotherhood, ensuring he wasn't alone, leaning on the familiar dynamic of the group rather than stepping out completely on his own. He is currently in a chapter of self-definition, transitioning from the cute boy who needed protection to the mature man who protects others. Marriage requires a level of compromise and routine that doesn't fit the current Jimin-C timeline. He is still exploring the edges of his own potential, pushing his body and voice to the limit, until he feels he has achieved that impossible standard of perfection he set for himself, and until he feels the group no longer needs his constant emotional maintenance. Park Jimin will likely remain the world's most eligible, yet unattainable, bachelor. He is the prince who is too busy ruling the Kingdom of Hearts to choose a queen for his own castle. Content for now to be the eternal sweetheart of the world rather than the husband of one. He wants a love that transcends the ordinary. A love that is as artistic and beautiful as his dance lines. And finding that takes time. So, he sits at number 6, watching the others with a knowing smile. Keeping his secrets close and his heart guarded. Waiting for a romance that is nothing short of a fairy tale, which, let's be honest, hasn't been written just yet. Would you like me to proceed with number 5? Number 5, Kim Tae-young V, the vintage prince with a father's heart, chasing jazz and destiny in a special forces. Breaking into the top 5, we encounter the most enigmatic, unpredictable, and soulfully deep member of the group, a man who lives his life like a scene from a classic French movie, yet holds a dream of domesticity so pure it breaks heart. We are talking about the visual god, the baritone of the century, Kim Tae, also known as VY. Does he sit at number 5, higher than the younger McNays? Because unlike Jungkook or Jimin, V has been vocal, consistent, and incredibly specific about his desire to become a husband and a father since the very beginning of his career. This is the man who, when asked about his dreams, didn't say billboards or Grammys. He said he wants to be like his father, a man who supports his children, listens to them, and is their best friend. He has painted a vivid picture of his future, driving a car with his wife, kids in the back, throwing snacks to them, living a life of quiet, pastoral happiness. That vision is not the dream of a superstar. It is the dream of a family man. So, why isn't he number 1? Why is he stuck in the middle at number 5? Because V is a paradox wrapped in Gucci and mystery. While his desire for marriage is high, his lifestyle and current trajectory are the definition of a free spirit. That is hard to pin down. Let's analyze the V factor. He is currently in his jazz era, a time of artistic exploration where he seems to exist in a different timeline from the rest of the world. He listens to vinyl records, plays the trumpet, visits art galleries in Paris, and embodies the aesthetic of a lonely, romantic artist. His solo album Layover was a masterclass in like Love Me Again and Rain Days speak of a love that is lost or waiting to be found. Delivered with a melancholy that suggests he is still searching for that one person who understands his complex soul. He isn't just looking for a girlfriend. He is looking for a muse, a partner who can match his eclectic energy. Someone who can appreciate high fashion 1 minute and sit on the floor eating strawberries the next. Finding a partner who fits into the unique, whimsical, and highly private world of Kim Tae-young is a monumental task. He values his solitude and his Wooga Squad brotherhood deeply, creating a tight circle of trust that is difficult to penetrate. Moreover, we must look at the most shocking recent development. His choice of military service. V didn't just enlist. He applied for the SDT Special Duty Team, an elite anti-terrorism unit that requires grueling physical training and immense mental fortitude. This decision screams masculinity and growth. He stated he wanted to challenge himself, to hit a limit and break through it. This is the behavior of a man who is preparing himself to be a protector, to be strong, to be the reliable head of a household he has always dreamed of. He is shedding the idle skin to become a hardened, capable man. This moves him closer to marriage than the others because he is actively building the character traits of a provider. However, this also means he is currently unavailable, locked away in the most demanding environment possible, focusing entirely on survival and duty. There is also the Yontin factor. His devotion to his dog, Yontin, is a trial run for fatherhood. The way he carries him, cares for his health issues, and prioritizes him shows a nurturing side that is undeniable. But let's be real, V is impulsive! He is the member who changes his hair color on a whim, who flies to another continent for a vibe, who deletes songs he worked on for months because they didn't feel right. Marriage is about stability, routine, and compromise. Is the free-spirited Taeyoung ready to settle into the mundane routine of married life right now? The narrative suggests he is in love with the idea of family. But he is still too in love with the freedom of his youth and his art to commit to the reality of it immediately. He is the romantic lead who is still in the middle of his character arc, exploring the world, tasting every experience, and building a legacy so that when he finally does meet his Monday from the song Blue and Gray, he can offer her the world. He sits at number 5 because the intent is there, burning brighter than the matinés below him. But the timing is still floating in the wind, just like a jazz note hanging in the air. He is the ultimate maybe. The wild card who could surprise us all with the wedding announcement tomorrow or stay a bachelor artist for another decade. For now, he is married to the mood, the moment, and the melody. Number 4, Kim Namjoon, the Philosopher King's Dilemma. Building a museum for a future wife? We have crossed the halfway mark, and things are getting serious. We are leaving the realm of the free spirits and entering the territory of the husband material heavyweights. Standing Talkway literally at number 4 is the leader, the pillar, and the man who single-handedly invented the term Namjooning, Kim, better known as RM. If there is one member who gives off the undeniable aura of a young father taking his kids to a science museum on a Sunday morning, it is him. Why is he number 4? Because for RM, marriage isn't just a romantic milestone. It is a philosophical institution that he has been dissecting, analyzing, and building towards for years. He occupies this spot because he is the bridge between the chaotic youth of the Maknae line and the settled maturity of the eldest members. Let's talk about the vibe. RM has transitioned from the god of destruction, with questionable hairstyles, to a sophisticated art collecting intellectual who looks like he should be featured in Architectural Digest alongside a caption about domestic bliss. His daily life is a masterclass in preparation for a stable future. While others might be gaming or partying, Namjoon is visiting temples, reading profound literature, and buying timeless furniture. He has purchased a luxury apartment in 91 one of the most exclusive complexes in Korea. And unlike a bachelor pad, he has filled it with George Nakashima tables, moon jars, and paintings that cost more than most cars. This is not a house for parties. This is a sanctuary built for a family. He is nesting. He is creating a space that demands a partner who can match his intellect and share in the quiet contemplation of a rainstorm. However, the plot thickens when we look at his marriage rumors. Remember the chaos? A random netizen claimed an acquaintance was marrying RM, and for a split second, the entire world believed it. Why? Because it was believable. We didn't panic because it seemed impossible. We panicked because we all collectively thought, yeah. He's the type to secretly marry a curator and not tell us until the baby is born. RM himself had to step in and shut it down with a bewildered laugh, but the seed was planted. He emits a stability that screams Taken. Furthermore, look at his lyrics in his solo work, especially in Indigo and Right Place, Wrong Person. He explores the complexities of human connection, loneliness, and the desire for something permanent in a world of fleeting trends. He has spoken openly in interviews about wanting to be a dad, joking that his kids would break things just like him. He has a softness for small creatures, crabs. Anyone? And a patience that suggests he would be an incredible teaching father. But here's the twist, and the reason he isn't number 1. Recently, RM has been vocal about his fear of marriage, In a candid conversation, he admitted that while he used to dream of marriage as a natural next step, he now finds the idea of forever with one person daunting. He worries about the loss of self, the weight of the commitment, and whether he can balance his massive responsibility as the leader of BTS with the intimate responsibility of a husband. This hesitation is exactly why he is number 4. It proves he takes marriage more seriously than anyone else. He isn't romanticizing it. He is weighing the gravity of it. He knows that when he marries, it won't be a fling. It will be a covenant. His current military service in the military band playing the saxophone, looking dapper in uniform only, adds to his mature allure. He is serving with dignity, using this time to strip away the idol persona and find the human Kim Nam. He is currently in a battle between his desire for a normal life and his destiny as a global icon. He is the member who most deeply craves the domestic normalcy of coming home to a wife and kids. Yet he is also the one most burdened by the crown he wears. So he sits at number 4. The man who has the house, the heart, and the maturity to be the perfect husband tomorrow, but is currently stuck in his own head, overthinking the logistics of love until he finds a woman brave enough to decipher his complex, beautiful mind. He is ready on paper, but his soul is still wandering the galleries of the world. Looking for a masterpiece, he can't buy true lasting partnership. Would you like me to proceed with number 3? Number 3. J-Hope Jung Ho-seok, the billionaire general with a concrete plan. The most eligible bachelor, hiding in plain sight. We are now entering the top 3. The danger zone. The podium of the most likely to say I do, if the previous members were grappling with philosophical dilemmas or career ambitions. The man sitting at number 3 is seemingly ready, willing, and terrifyingly able to pull off the perfect wedding without the world knowing a single detail until the invitations are sent. He is the sunshine of BTS, the smile that lights up the stadium. But do not let the bright colors and sound effects fool you for a second. Underneath that cheerful, I'm your hope persona lies the most meticulous, professional, and financially savvy member of the group Jung Ho-seok, known to the world as J-Hope. Why is he ranked so high? Because J-Hope is the master of separation. He has perfected the art of bifurcating his life. There is J-Hope the idol, and then there is Jung Ho-seok the man. And Jung Ho-seok, the man, is husband material in its most elite, premium form. Let's look at the hard evidence. Starting with his stability. J-Hope was the very first member to purchase a luxury apartment, buying a suite in the prestigious Seoul Forest Trimage long before it became the standard for K-pop idols. This wasn't an impulsive buy. It was a calculated investment in his future. He didn't just buy a place to crash. He bought a home. While others were still sharing dorm rooms or figuring out their finances, J-Hope was already building a nest egg that makes him arguably the wealthiest member of the group. He has the real estate, he has the copyright royalties, and he has the financial literacy of a CEO. In the world of marriage, stability is king, and J-Hope is the emperor. He isn't looking for someone to take care of him. He is ready to take care of a dynasty. But it's his personality that truly lands him at number 3. We all know him as the team leader of BTS's dance. The one who corrects the members' steps with a terrifyingly sharp eye. That discipline translates directly to his personal life. He is clean, organized, and punctual. He is the type of man who would never forget an anniversary, who would have the honeymoon itinerary colored, and who would ensure his wife's needs are met before she even voices them. He is a provider in a traditional sense, but with a modern, emotional twist. We have seen glimpses of his domestic side folding clothes with military precision, cooking with care, and maintaining a level of personal hygiene and order that is rare for men in their 20s. Living with J-Hope wouldn't be chaotic. It would be a luxurious, peaceful breeze. Furthermore, we must discuss the Majwoo effect. His older sister Jiwoo is a successful influencer and businesswoman who got married recently. J-Hope attended that wedding not just as a star, but as a loving brother. Seeing his siblings settle down, Witnessing the joy of a wedding ceremony up close and holding his future nieces or nephews creates a psychological pressure and a desire that is contagious. He is very family-oriented, constantly talking about his parents and his love for them. He isn't a lone wolf. He is a pack animal who thrives on the connection of a family unit. The infrastructure for a family is already there in his heart and his mind. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. His silence. J-Hope is, without a doubt, the most terrifyingly private member when it comes to romance. There are 0 rumors, no leaked photos, no vague slip-ups on live streams, nothing. In the celebrity world, silence doesn't mean nothing is happening. Silence often means I am protecting something precious. His ability to keep his private life completely hermetically sealed suggests he might already be in a long-term, serious relationship that he has successfully shielded from the paparazzi. He respects his partner enough to keep them out of the crossfire of fame. When J-Hope released Jack in the Box, he showed us he is done with the bright boy image. He is embracing his shadows, his maturity, and his complex adulthood. He is a man who knows what he wants. His recent military service as an assistant drill instructor, a role reserved for the most elite and disciplined soldiers, has only hardened this resolve. He has spent nearly 2 years commanding respect, leading others, and living a regulated life. He is returning to society not as an idol, but as a man of formidable character. Why isn't he number 1? Only because his ambition to conquer the global hip-hop and fashion worlds is currently in overdrive. He is at the peak of his cool era, collaborating with legends and setting trends. However, unlike the others who seem to be searching, J-Hope feels like he has the plan already written down. He won't give us a hint. He won't drag it out. One day, the notification will just pop up. J-Hope, marriage, announcement, and it will be perfect. Just like him. He sits at number 3 because he is the most prepared to be a husband, even if he is too busy being a legend to walk down the aisle this very second. He is the safe bet, the one whose wedding will be the event of the century, executed with the precision of a world tour. Number 2, Min Yoongi Suga, the genius producer with a carpenter's hands, a domestic life hidden behind the studio walls. We have reached the penultimate spot, the runner-up in the race to the altar. And the atmosphere has shifted from the glittering stage lights to the warm, quiet glow of a fireplace in a mountain cabin. Sitting comfortably at number 2 as the man who has received more marriage proposals than any human being in history lived, Yoongi Marry Me is not just a meme. It is a global chant heard at weddings, sports games, and even political rallies where he isn't even present. But why is Min Yoongi, the savage rapper known as Suga or Augusty, ranked so incredibly high on this list? Because while the world jokes about marrying him, Min Yoongi is silently, methodically, and seriously living a life that is practically already a marriage in everything but the legal paperwork. He is the definition of domestic competence, a man who has transcended the chaotic energy of youth to settle into the role of a grumpy but deeply loving provider. If J-Hope is the CEO husband, Suga is the partner for lifetime, one who fixes the sink, cooks the comfort food, and listens to your problems with the wisdom of a 100-year-old soul. To understand why he is number 2, we must look at his off-duty persona. This is a man who, in his free time, doesn't go clubbing or seek attention. Instead, he took up woodworking. Yes, woodworking. He spends hours in a workshop, covered in sawdust, measuring, cutting, and assembling furniture with his own hands. This is not the hobby of a pop star. This is the hobby of a father preparing a home. There is something incredibly grounding and masculine about a man who builds things for his loved ones, showcasing a patience and dedication that translates directly to a long-term relationship. He isn't chasing the thrill of the new. He is crafting something that lasts, something sturdy. Just like his approach to love. We also have to talk about his culinary prowess. We have seen him on In the Soup and Bon Voyage. He doesn't just cook to survive. He cooks to nurture. He feeds the members with a silent affection, grilling meat, making stews, and ensuring everyone is full before he takes a bite. This acts of service love language is the bedrock of a successful marriage. Imagine a life with Yoongi. It's not loud parties. It's quiet evenings where he makes you whiskey sours, cooks a perfectly seared steak, and talks about the philosophy of life until 3 a.m. He offers a stability that is intoxicating. Furthermore, let's analyze his current situation. Unlike the other members who are in active military duty, living in barracks with younger soldiers, Suga is serving as a social service agent due to his shoulder injury. This means he is living a 9-to-5 life. He commutes. He goes to work. He comes home. He has weekends off. He is living the life of a regular civilian for the first time in over a decade. This routine is the perfect breeding ground for a serious, sustained relationship. He has the freedom to date in the evenings, to have a routine, to build a life that isn't dictated by flights and fan signs. He is walking among us, blending in, and it is highly probable that in this quiet pocket of normalcy, he has found someone who loves Min Yoongi, the civil servant, not just Suga, the rap god. His solo tour was his final exorcism of his inner demons. He bared his soul, healed his trauma, and stood on stage saying, "Everything is going to be okay." He is now an emotionally whole man, no longer the angry youth of his debut days. He is ready to share that wholeness. He has stated in interviews that he wants a partner who is like a best friend, someone who likes music but isn't obsessed with it, someone who can sit in silence with him. That specificity suggests he knows exactly what he is looking for, or perhaps he has already found it. Why isn't he number one? Only because Suga is a master of shadows. He is so good at keeping secrets that he could be married with 2 kids right now, and we wouldn't know until he drops a track about it 3 years later. However, there is still a lingering sense that his first love is his piano. He is a workaholic who admits to living in his studio. The only barrier to his marriage is his own obsession with his craft. But make no mistake, when Yoongi decides to marry, it won't be a spectacle. It will be a quiet courthouse signing, a private dinner with family, and a simple announcement that shatters the internet. He's number 2 because he has the skills, the temperament, and the current lifestyle to be a husband today. The Yoongi marry me joke is about to get very real very soon, and only one person is going to be the lucky winner of that lottery ticket. He is the quiet storm, the reliable rock, and the member who is secretly the most romantic of them all, waiting for the right moment to close the studio door and open the door to a family home. Number 1. Jin, the first to return and the first to leave the market. A perfect cover for a secret love story. Ladies and gentlemen, hold your breath, steady your hearts, and prepare for the revelation that sits at the very pinnacle of our investigation, the undeniable king of this countdown. And the member who is currently standing closest to the wedding altar number 1 is none other than the worldwide handsome, the eldest brother. And the man who has already completed his duty to the nation, Kim Si. Why does Jin occupy the throne at number 1? Because unlike every other member on this list, Jin has crossed the finish line of the most significant hurdle in a Korean man's life. Military service, while the others are still serving, waiting, or just navigating their return. Jin has been a free civilian for the longest time in this new era. He is the only member who currently possesses the absolute freedom to plan a wedding without the looming deadline of enlistment, hanging over his head like a sword of Damocles. He is back. He is settled, and he is glowing with a maturity that is impossible to ignore. But let's dig deeper than just logistics. Let's talk about the man himself. Jin has always been the master of misdirection. He uses his legendary dad jokes, his obsession with gaming, and his loud, chaotic humor as a shield to protect his true, private self. He wants you to think he is just the funny guy who loves MapleStory. But look closer. This is a man who graduated from a prestigious university. A man with incredible business acumen, opening a Japanese restaurant with his brother. And a man who comes from a wealthy, well-connected background. He understands the value of privacy better than anyone. He is the type of celebrity who could date someone for 5 years without a single blurry photo ever leaking to the press. Because he is that smart and that careful. The question is number 1, dating secretly. Feels almost rhetorical when applied to Jin because he has created the perfect environment for it. By projecting an image of a goofy homebody who only cares about video games, he deflects suspicion. Nobody is looking for a girlfriend because everyone is looking at his funny Instagram captions. It is the ultimate magic trick. hiding in plain sight. Furthermore, Jin is a traditionalist at heart. As the eldest son in a Korean family, the societal and familial pressure to settle down is naturally highest on him. He has watched his own brother get married and start a family, becoming a gunkle uncle to his nephew. We have seen the softness in his eyes when he talks about family. He isn't chasing the cool factor like the younger members. He is chasing happiness. His solo single, The Astronaut, was a love letter to fans. Yes. But it was also a metaphor for finding a home. A place to land after a long journey. He has landed. He is home. The lyrics speak of a devotion that is singular and unwavering. Imagine Jin as a husband. He is the one who would wake up early to cook a 5-star breakfast. We know he can cook. Who would diffuse any argument with a joke that makes you laugh against your will. And who would protect his wife with a fierceness that contradicts his gentle face. He is the most domestic member. The one who naturally falls into the role of a caretaker. There is a sense of completeness about Jin right now. He doesn't seem to be searching for himself anymore. He knows exactly who he is. Kim Seok-jin, a man who happens to be a superstar. This self-assurance is the primary ingredient for a successful marriage. He doesn't need a partner to complete him. He is ready to share his completeness with a partner. The rumor mill has been strangely quiet about him, which, in the K-pop industry, is often the loudest alarm bell. When there is smoke, there is fire. But when there is a vacuum of information, around a 30-something handsome millionaire, there is often a fortress protecting a queen. He has the house, the car, the money, the completed military status, and the emotional maturity. He has fulfilled all his obligations to his country, his group, and his fans. The next chapter is solely for him. While we are all distracted waiting for the group's full comeback in 2025 and beyond, Jin is the one most likely to drop a handwritten letter on Weverse at 2 a.m. on a random Tuesday, apologizing for the sudden news, but announcing that he has found his Earth to orbit around forever. He sits at number 1 because he is the only one who has already turned the page. The only one standing in the clear light of day. Ready to walk down the aisle, not as an idol, but as a man who has won the game of life. The groom is ready. We are just waiting for the invitation